Say this one more time, this bike rips and I'm a big fan. Hey guys, it's Chris. I'm at Iron Pony Motorsports today, just outside of Columbus, Ohio, for a pretty special event. We got the Indian truck here. We're doing demo rides. My first time riding Indian. Things I'm looking forward to trying to ride are, first of all, the FTR. It's a sport bike I'm really looking forward to trying to ride. The Chief Dark Horse, if they have one. Otherwise, just riding the Chief, the 2020 version. You know, it's been getting a lot of hype lately. And also I'm going to see if I can ride a Scout. I've sat on one before in the showroom but didn't really like it. I didn't think it was that comfortable, so I'm interested to see if it'll be any different if I finally sit on it and get out on the road. So stick along for the ride. Hope you guys enjoy what I have to say about riding Indian motorcycles for the very first time. Alright, so I will be starting out this demo ride on a 2022 Chief Dark Horse. It's got the 116 cubic inch engine, 120 foot-pounds of torque with the 6-speed transmission. Just first glance.
When we turn on Sunbury Road, there's 2 roadkills. So heads up, they're on the divided line and on the far right. So just be aware when we turn on Sunbury. There is a little bit of construction. It's just dirt on the road, so nothing bad. They do have a road tour up, so we're changing around a little bit. So it should be about 25 minutes. We'll be back here. All right, we're gonna hit the freeway, hit 161 a little bit. So if you want to get on it a little bit, I'll speed up so you guys can put a little bit of distance in there. All right, you guys ready? Everybody signed up? Got your things? All right.
First glance, it's got a pretty far reach.
Stay in the formation you are in when you leave.
Pretty far reach. Mid controls look to be pretty comfortable, so we'll see how this goes. '22 Chief Dark Horse. I mean, I understand the digital display, but I'm not so sure I'm too fond of the digital tachometer. I just feel like it might be not as responsive as an analog one. Clutch feels good, brakes feel good.
It'll stay running.
Okay.
You don't want to do that.
All right.
You're dumping fuel into the motor. Pretty soon the motor will go, hey, what are you doing?
Alright, starting this out in standard mode here. Ooh, got a little bit of a get up. I was not ready for that. Pretty quiet so far. This clutch feels really good. Brake does too. Just gotta make sure I keep my foot on it. Oh, I just got my foot stuck in the clutch. May have to check the boots then, just to make sure it doesn't happen again. And I stalled it. I don't know, its clutch is pretty responsive. It took me a while to get used to this friction zone. I don't know what the heck's going on here, like riding in formation but not riding in formation. So like I said, the clutch or friction zone is a little bit different than what I'm used to. So I've stalled it once already. Might just take some time here and figure out this friction zone. It's pretty, this thing sounds pretty quiet. Overall, I mean, so far, you know, just getting used to essentially a brand new bike, how the friction zone works, how the brakes work, and that engine exhaust is pretty hot there. Found that out the hard way just now. We didn't really have a whole lot of time at the start to like work with the friction zone. It was just started on and kind of go, so nice smooth start there. You know, I have to say, this is a little bit far of a reach for me. And I'm not sure I like it. I feel like I'm a little too far forward, but at the same time, as compared with my Vulcan, I feel like I'm sitting up straight a little bit more than normal. It's a little bit harder to slouch on this than my bike. So I think perhaps for a little more long distance trips, it might be a little bit better. At least we're working in that posture. The dude up here in the front left is on the Scout Bobber, which I want to try as well. I've sat on one of those before in the showroom, but never actually took one out on the road, and I didn't really think it was all too comfortable. I'm just hoping that it changes once I get on it, you know, once it's on the road. There's also an FTR here I'm hoping to get on a little bit. And like I said, I want to ride that Scout Bobber. So we'll see how this day shakes out. So far I'm liking it. It's pretty smooth. A little more mid controls than what I'm used to, and in terms of the rider angle, like the way my legs are, it's pretty comfortable. Try to catch up with these guys here. Front brake is real smooth. This left side mirror was shaking so much though when we were going. Okay, in the turns, this is really comfortable. It took that turn really smoothly. You know, I'm used to a big 1700 or a 650. I mean, this is a 116 cubic inch engine. This is now the biggest engine I've ever ridden in or driven, and it doesn't feel like it in terms of its size. Maybe that's because of the body frame. My 1700 is a big touring bagger, so it's got fixed upper fairing and lower fairings, and this thing is just real light. You know, so far it certainly doesn't feel like it's 116 cubic inches in terms of its size, but I mean the power, as you can see down here, I'm in standard mode, and I mean this thing gets up pretty good. Still got some pretty good torque here. I'm in third gear, going about 40. This is really smooth. I may have made a mistake riding this thing first. So they got us on this specific route. They said it was going to take about 25 minutes. I was hoping for a little bit longer than that, but you know, I also understand they got to get all these people to ride these different bikes, so. Yeah, this thing grips and rips. This seat is a little bit more comfortable than I imagined. I mean, it's not very soft, but just the ergonomics of it, it fits my rear end well. And I'm used to floorboards. Almost every bike I've ridden, with the exception of the Triumph Street Triple R, which I have my test ride video linked up right up here. I've only ever ridden bikes with floorboards, so having these pegs is weird, and it's probably kind of why I got my boot stuck in the underneath the clutch over in the parking lot we were trying to take off. But as much as I thought this reach was going to be a little too... Let me switch it over to tour mode. As much as I thought this reach was going to be too much... Oh, no, tour mode. Feels like I just gave it so much throttle and there was little response at all, so... Yeah, tour mode is not for me. Yeah, I need something here with a little more throttle response. That tour, let's see if I can switch over to standard while I'm going. Gotta pop the clutch in. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh man. Yeah, tour mode is not the greatest. I can tell you that much. Standard mode right now is where it's at. I'm not used to riding a bike without a windshield, so that's kind of different, getting that wind resistance on my helmet and on my chest and everything, but still, I mean, it's not too much to handle, especially on this thing. Oh yeah. This thing is awesome. 2020 Chief Dark Horse. Don't get me wrong, I love motorcycles that have a lot of chrome, but the more and more bikes that I see that are all blacked out, it makes me want one so much more. You know, I've got the 2011 Kawasaki Vulcan Voyager and their Vaquero, which is essentially the same motorcycle just without the tour pack on the back. Those come almost all blacked out and they look so sick. I know what the blacked out look is becoming pretty popular these days. Like almost every car has them. Like you'll look at just your normal sedans or SUVs are all blacked out and they still look pretty slick. I mean, like that Toyota there, Toyota 4Runner or Highlander that was all blacked out. I mean, they just look pretty damn slick. And I know it's almost like they're everywhere now, so the market is kind of filled with things like that, but at the same time I can see why, because they look so awesome. This nice sweeping turn here, this bike just wants to grip down into it. I'm excited to see how that FTR handles stuff like this, but I'm a big fan of this bike. If I wanted another bike that was a cruiser but not a big bagger like my Voyager, this could be it. Sticker here says that the base model MSRP is $17,000. It's not bad. All right, I'm going to try to switch it over into sport mode here. All right, we are in sport. So let's have some real fun. Man, that front brake. Holy crap. Instant torque. It's really freaking loud too. Holy moly. Oh Jesus. So just ripping on that, you might need like a backrest or something. Like you really have to hold on. This sport mode is where it's at. One of the guys at the start, like one of the Indian representatives, said that sport mode is not his friend, and I'm not sure exactly what he would like personally riding or because people want to use sport modes on these demo rides, but oh my goodness, sport mode is where it's at. Sport mode is where it's at. The tour, I believe, would be best for those long distance trips where you kind of want a little less throttle response. Oh, it hugged that valley really good. I feel like I'm over revving this bike, especially on the inclines, because it's just, I mean, it's kind of screaming a little bit. These grips aren't bad. Grips aren't bad either. I mean, I think everything's in the right spot for this motorcycle. You know, I told you first that I felt like I was reaching too far, but honestly, this thing isn't bad at all. I'm slouching just a little, but not like incredibly bad. Okay, coming out of this. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hit this left toggle here to change ooh, GPS. Okay. I see you. This is probably what I would stay in the most if I was riding. You know, I like the big digital speedometer, and like I said about the tachometer, not necessarily sure that I trust it, but I don't know, something about digital tachs that rub me the wrong way. I know it's like the wave of the future to have this as like electronic as possible, but I got my foot stuck in that clutch again. I know the new technology is to have that thing have the heads-up display as digital as possible, but it's yeah, I just don't like that tach. But you know, it is what it is. Where'd the trigger go? I'm trying to put this thing back, and how do I switch it? I don't know what this right toggle over here does, but how do I get out? There we go. Okay, we're gonna go back to standard. Yeah, we're gonna go back to standard. I just feel more comfortable in it. Not saying I don't like sport, but if I were to have this bike for long extended periods of time, then maybe I'd spend some more time in sport mode, but for now standard is really just fine for me. The throttle response is still really good, so I don't need it. Yeah, this thing is nice. Big fan in me. Nice day for a run. Oh boy. They said before the ride got started they had to change the route because there was some stuff going on, and I can see why. seat height on this is really good for me. I'm 5'9", anywhere between a 29 and 30-inch inseam. So this seat height is really, really good. I can flat foot it, no problem. The automatic blinker control is nice. Both my bikes have them. My Voyager and my Yamaha V-Star. But sometimes they quit too early. This is really nice. It's pretty tight weaving back and forth like this. Not in a bad way. But it's not as easy as, say, the FTR back there. This sticker here says that it has a 4-gallon tank and dry weight is 647 pounds. And to be honest, it doesn't feel like 647 pounds. Okay. So, clutch is a little far out for me in terms of, like, my hands aren't giant by any means, but it just, you know, my knuckles hurt a little bit, like my wrist, because it's a little too far out for me. I mean, it's not, I don't have to like wrench my hand over to grab it, but it's not in the most, it's not where I would prefer it. But then again, I have small hands. I wear usually medium-sized gloves. I would imagine this could be adjusted accordingly. So I've just been chilling in like 3rd gear. I just went up to 4th, and it feels comfortable that way. Let me see what my RPMs are. About 2200. His bike seems comfortable here. Overheard the guy tell the gentleman in front of me that he's going to want to shift about 3000 RPM, and honestly can't tell you like exactly where I've been shifting. Oh, this is awesome. So there's a little indicator here that the front cylinder's been shut off. I know these bikes have it, I just didn't know that there was an indicator. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm a fan of this little heads-up display. There, oh, okay. That dude's gonna dump the bike right in front of us. Yeah, so that guy knows his stuff. This bike wants to shift about 3000 RPMs. Red line is 5000, but it really starts to rumble there at about 3000. Okay, this is gonna be nice. This is gonna be nice. Where I live in Western Ohio, we don't have roads like this. We've got these 2-lane highways, but they're, or 2-lane roads, but they are straight and flat. Let me tell you. So this is a, yeah, this bike is nice. I am big fan. Big fan. How many times can I say that? Guys, I'm a big fan of this bike. The more I ride it, the more comfortable I feel in this riding position. Contrary to my initial reaction, the bars are not too, I'm not leaning too far forward. Part of me feels like when I ride that Scout Bobber up there, I might be, you know, with the more forward controls and the handlebars. Those don't look as high as they could be. Ooh, that's a get up. Take that turn a little too wide. Yeah, this thing is not happy at 4,000 RPMs. Yeah, you better back up. Okay. Okay. Big fan. Big, big fan of this bike. Oh my goodness. Okay, got up to mid 80s there. Oh, come on over. Come on over. Come on over. This guy behind us is stuck. Come on in. Come on in. There you go. Say this one more time. This bike rips, and I'm a big fan. I honestly haven't been using the rear brake all that much, but it still feels really good. So I took that in third. That was really comfortable. Getting a wreck here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hop back on a bike right now, or another bike, but I'd imagine there's a bunch more people waiting. That was fun. Oh, big lip. Neutral's easy to find. That was awesome.